So to bring happiness to myself and to others, right? So, in investing in myself, and bettering myself, I can then give my love to others.
What do you think your purpose is in life?
Well, the purpose is whatever you make it.
Hey guys, my name is Benjamin Sullivan.
And I'm Mallie McGee.
Just a second ago, you got to hear a few people talk about what they believe the purpose of life is. It's important to understand what the purpose of life is and what your worldview is, because it's the thing that dictates how you live your life, what you do, and to what ultimate end.
As Christians, we believe it to be our ultimate end and purpose to glorify God by being satisfied in Him. As John Piper once said, God is most glorified in us when we are most satisfied in Him.
Now, what does it mean to be satisfied in God? Well, it's to, like Mallie said, our ultimate purpose is to glorify God, and that is how we are satisfied, to enjoy His creation forever and to obey His commandments. The two greatest commandments that Jesus gives us are to love the Lord your God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength, and to love your neighbor as yourself.
Previously, Ben talked about how love is not as the world defines it, but is instead a picture of Christ's love and His death on the cross, and is a sacrificial-like love. In Romans 12:1, it talks about how we ought to offer up our bodies as a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto God, for that is our reasonable service. That is the reason that God made us, and that is how we most fulfill our purpose.
I believe the purpose of life and why we're here is to glorify God in everything that we do and live our lives for Him and enjoy Him and His creation.
Later in Romans 12 verse 2, Paul talks about how we are not to be conformed to the ways of this world, but we are to be transformed by the renewing of our minds as believers in Christ. Now, what does it mean to be transformed? In the New Testament, the word transformed is only used 3 times, and the Greek word for transformed is metamorpho. Now, what do you guys think of when you hear the word metamorpho? You think of metamorphosis. And a great example of metamorphosis is a caterpillar turning into a butterfly. One thing turning into something completely different. And us as human beings, when our purpose is renewed by Jesus Christ, is being brought from death into life.
I believe that God put us on this earth to glorify Him.
When our purpose is renewed, what we value is also renewed. So like Jim Elliot once said, he is no fool who gives what he cannot keep to gain what he cannot lose. So we encourage and ask you to join us in offering up our body as a living sacrifice and count the cost.
Because reality is, when we decide to give up the things of this temporal earth, we gain everything of eternal value.